I'm gonna break down my entire $10 million funnel that earned me the ClickFunnels 2 Club X Award for earning over $10 million in one funnel, and this played a massive role in scaling my business to over 8 figures, landing number 87 on the Inc. 5000 list of the fastest growing companies in America. So let's hop over to my computer screen, and I'm gonna show you exactly how this funnel works step by step. So now I'm going to show you under the hood of my entire $10 million funnel. This is actually a webinar funnel, and there were a few iterations that we had. I'm actually going to walk you through some of those changes that we had within the funnel itself, because with any funnel, especially if you're running it for a long time and it's generated as much money as this one has, there's going to be updates along the way, and you always want to be split testing different things against each other within the funnel. And I'm actually going to walk you through some of the things that we did split test and that we found, because we're constantly refining these funnels. But just to give you a heads up, I'll actually show you the current version and where we started with, so you can actually see how it evolved over time. So as you can see here, this is our webinar funnel on how to scale your business to 7 to 8 figures with laser targeted YouTube ads, all while reducing your dependency on Facebook and search ads. And then this is having people register their spot on an every hour on the hour on demand webinar. As you can see, it says the next webinar today at 4 o'clock. It has a countdown timer with 14 minutes, 36 seconds, right, counting down to the top of the hour. Has a little blurb about myself on the right-hand side, and then some details about what they'll learn on the webinar. So how to use YouTube ads to scale your business to 7 to 8 figures, how to ethically hijack your competitors' traffic, and our 3D targeting strategy that will give you an edge in 2022. So you can see all of the details here around the webinar itself, and of course that big reserve your spot now button. I'll actually walk you through what happens when people click that button and some of the things that we set up here. But I actually want to show you what this originally looked like. So this was the original version of this. As you can see here, this is an older school template that we had within ClickFunnels, and you can see that we set this up special early access to our YouTube Ads Masterclass, how we use YouTube video ads to skyrocket leads and sales, all while reducing dependency on Facebook and search ads, and then the reserve your spot now button. Very similar to what we had before. As you can see, we stopped running this in 2020. We did this, we've actually run this entire funnel for about 4 years. So this version of the funnel we did in 2019 and 2020, and then a version of this we did in 2021, and then of course this current version in 2022. Let me walk you through a few key things that we found to work actually really well. One was really making this title big and then highlighting certain parts of it. So 7 to 8 figures and YouTube ads are highlighted with blue on the 7 to 8 figures. That's the goal. YouTube ads, we really want to draw their eye to this because that's a key part of what we're talking about. We're talking about YouTube ads to scale to 7 to 8 figures. So you can see how highlighted that is right in the center. There's a lot more white space. It's a lot more visually appealing than the old one. It's very clear. 7 to 8 figures, YouTube ads, make it very simple. You know, somebody looks at the page and they know immediately exactly what they're going to get. They're going to be able to learn how to scale their business to 7 to 8 figures using YouTube ads. You want to be able to have a headline that actually calls out exactly what you're going to do right as people look at it. Then we have our subheadline, which is the additional side of it, which is all reducing your dependency on Facebook and search ads. Then the reserve your spot now button, we have our fancy script that counts down to the top of the hour. Now we have split tested this. We found that every hour on the hour webinars work better than VSLs where they get immediate access or they get a replay, or live webinars for us, right? Also, that's not as feasible. We want to have something that we can run on autopilot that's evergreen. And so you can see here, it counts down to the top of every hour, and that's what people can register for. So when people click this reserve your spot now button, then what will pop up is the webinar jam details here. Now this has your entire webinar details. As you can see, it has myself, it has the how to scale your business to 7 to 8 figures with YouTube ads, and then the ability to pick a date and time that works. Now we did split test this. What we found for the date and time is the best thing to do is every hour on the hour, 3 times. Every hour on the hour, so top of the hour. Then also 7 o'clock that day, so 7 p.m. that day, so that let's say they're done with their calls for the day or their work day, they have a little bit of time for either a commute or getting dinner, and then 7 o'clock they can dive into the webinar, so they can watch it after, at the end of the day. And then also 10 a.m. the next day, if there's somebody that wants to start the next day off by watching the webinar. We like to give them 3 options, and these are all automatically set up there in EverWebinar. And if you want some more trainings on how to set up ever webinars or webinars, let me know in the comments down below, because maybe I'll make that a future video here on the channel. All right, so let's dive in here. And as you can see, this top one starts in 11 minutes. We have one that starts in 3 hours at 7 o'clock, and then we have one that starts in 18 hours tomorrow at 10 a.m. So they can choose the date and time that works for them, and it automatically finds the time zone that they're in. That's just all automatic. Then you get their name and their email and their phone number. Now, here's another thing that we found, is actually making that phone number required is really powerful in us to convert more high potential clients and get more people to book a call. Because what we can do is, once we get their phone number, of course the email, we do other email sequence, we get their name and contact details, but with their phone number, what we do is we have our specialists, so people on our team that actually call and text the people that opt into our webinar and say, hey, we saw that you registered for the webinar. We want to make sure that you got all the value you were looking for out of it. Do you have any questions, anything we can help you with? Can we get you additional trainings? And then ultimately develop that relationship to get them to book a call, maybe hop on the phone with one of our advisors, kind of map out what YouTube ads look like for them, and potentially become a client. So really just giving them that great experience even after they sign up for a free webinar. And we found this works really well, because who's calling webinar leads? Not that many people. And so it's creating that elevated experience. And so if we go back over here, once somebody clicks the register now button, it will then take them to this page where it says, congratulations, you've been registered, and then it walks them through the next steps. And I actually have a video on this right-hand side that walks them through what to expect, the next steps, making sure that they RSVP the date and time into their calendar to watch the webinar. Now, we also invite people to join our Advanced YouTube Ad Strategies Facebook group. It's just kind of a small additional CTA. So you can see here, people can click that, go to Facebook, join our Facebook group. And then and they can also set a reminder. All this is set up within Webinar Jam. We just customized it to ourselves. We put a video in that walks them through what to expect. And then we have our webinar link right here at the bottom right, and that's what people can click. They're also getting emails and text reminders about the webinar, in addition to being in our email sequence and everything else that we're doing. And so they can click that webinar link. And when they click that, you can see it says, it has the actual webinar itself. It has a countdown timer at the bottom. It says, do not exit this page. We've split tested all this type of stuff just to make sure that we keep people on here. And then once that countdown timer is done, as you can see in 8 minutes in this case, then they're going to be able to start watching the webinar, and it'll start playing just like this. So you can see we got the webinar here. And the specific content of that webinar is possibly another video that I could produce, because we put a lot of deep details and thoughts into exactly how the webinar works. And honestly, the first webinar that really performed incredibly well and made millions of dollars, that actually was a webinar that we ran for 2 years. We kept trying to beat it, kept creating other split tests, it was kept winning, was one that I put together in 2019, right? In the middle of 2019, it was actually the 8th version of our webinar, was the version that we then ran for literally, basically over 2 years, almost 3 years. And then we made a 2021 and 2022 version that did outperform that. And then we kept updating from there. But what we found is we had a really, really good webinar. So you always want to split test, but once you find a winner, keep running it until you have something else that can beat it. And that's the thing that we found. And let me know in the comments down below if you want to see a video on how to create a great webinar as well. So once people go through the webinar, the next step that they have is we invite people to book a complimentary strategy call. So as you can see here, schedule your YouTube ad strategy call, and they get to this page. It's very simple, how to book your call, and this actually has a little mini video on how to book the call, how to use the scheduling software. Our testimonial supercut, and what we've done is we actually put together a supercut of all of our client testimonials all back to back, showcasing the results that our clients are getting. This is actually a really great style video, and who knows, maybe I'll make a video breaking down how this works as well. It actually walks through a variety of our different client testimonials all back to back. And so then underneath this, you can see that we have the ability to choose a date and time that works for somebody to actually schedule in a strategy call. So they can choose a date and time that works for them. They choose a date, they click continue, they can put in their information. They can also scroll down, they can see, we got number 87 in the Inc. 5000. They can go and watch our testimonial supercut, look at some of our results and case studies. I think it's actually really important that people can scroll on a page and see some additional details. Let's say they haven't booked a call quite yet and they want to see some more proof and examples. We want to make it very clear we're the best in the world at YouTube ads. Here's all of the accolades we have. Here's the thousands of client results and case studies that we have, and or a taste of those case studies. And here's the ability to book the call. And so once they book the call, then they're brought to an application form where they fill out some additional questions. And then once they fill out those additional questions, they're brought to this page, which is our next steps page. Now, we're actually updating this, although this page converts really, really well for us right now. And what it says at the top is confirmed. Your application has been submitted. And honestly, just this version of it works really, really well. We've got a video here that it tells them what to expect on their strategy call, because we're basically giving people a 45-minute YouTube ad strategy call where we learn about their business, map out exactly how they can use YouTube ads to scale their business to that next level, right? The strategy call is a great way to attract higher paying clients, because you can invite them to have a complimentary strategy call with a real YouTube ad strategist on our team that's going to dive in and walk them through, okay, here's what you're doing in your business, here's what we recommend, here's our strategy, here's the roadmap, and then invite them to potentially become a client if they're a good fit. We love that consultative style of sales. Instead of having, some people want to do high pressure tactics, all that stuff. That's not what we do. That's not what I recommend that you do either. And that's also not the way to really scale to, a $10 million funnel or a, 8-figure business. You want to have a consultative sale. That's a video for another time, but that's where you hop on and you say, hey, we're going to walk you through this strategy. We're going to take you through step by step. Here's exactly what to do. Here's what we recommend. Even if you don't work with us, here's value that you're going to be able to have. And then the people that do work with us, then we're going to be able to help them implement the strategy. And so that's how that process works. And so the next steps, what we want to do is get them to this page where they see, yes, it's been confirmed. We have a video that says, hey, here's the next steps, here's what to do. But then also scroll through this page to see all of the success stories, case studies. They can watch our supercut that actually gets into, literally it's a 15-minute video with all of our, a variety of our client success stories, case studies, testimonials in one video back to back. So they can watch that. We've got our podcast supercut that kind of tells my story. I've been featured on a lot of different podcasts, so I kind of tell the story in there. And then a variety of the podcast here, the proof, the Inc. number 87, screenshots, individual videos. And then this page is really long. Look at this. Look how long I'm scrolling. I could probably make a whole video just on the psychology of this page individually. But here's the principle that I really have with this page and why it's so long. If people are scrolling and they see testimonial after testimonial, result after result, people singing our praises, they start to watch a video, they watch another video, they watch another video, they read a screen capture. If they start scrolling and they get to a point where they stop scrolling, they say, okay, I get it. You get a lot of results, you're the best at YouTube ads, then we've won, right? Because we've shown people that, yes, we are the people that can help them. Now, I don't think it is a win or lose type thing, but what we want to do is prove to people we've done this before, we've helped thousands of clients, we've helped them generate over $200 million in revenue, and we want to show them, hey, we can help you as well. And so on this page, if we can provide all of those case studies and all of that proof, it gets people to really be warmed up to us on the call so that they're going to take our advice when we talk to them. And so you can see this page just keeps going on and on. And then of course, the next step from there is to hop on a strategy call. And so basically this is the process. We start off with that initial webinar page where people sign up. Then they go to the thank you page. They go to the apply page from the webinar. And then from there, they get to that next steps page. And that is the funnel we used to create a $10 million funnel. Hopefully you found this video valuable on my entire $10 million funnel that I use for ad outreach. Now, I actually have another funnel that I use, and you actually have many different funnels, but I have another one that's a multi-million dollar ascension funnel that starts with a lower price product and then actually ascends up into our high ticket services. If you want me to break down step by step how that funnel works, comment down below and say, hey, show us the ascension funnel, and I'll record another video on that as well, but only if you want it. So let me know in the comments down below. Also be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications so that when I create any more of these funnel videos, you'll be able to see them. If you're newer to ClickFunnels, I have the link down to sign up for a free trial of ClickFunnels in the description. I also will link to my YouTube YouTube ads webinar, which is our $10 million funnel, so you can see for yourself how it works and also learn how YouTube ads work. Because again, if you have a great funnel, you need to send traffic to it. And I have found YouTube ads are the best way to bring traffic into a funnel that's actually going to convert. So I'll post the link to that entire funnel down below, to our entire webinar, so you can watch it in real time, see what we did, but then also learn how you can use YouTube ads for your own business. The links will all be down below. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment if you want to see that Ascension funnel video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.